job of all members is to provide opportunities for continuous growth and development. I could have written it much better and longer, but this is good, Steve. This is good. So, a little bit about Steve. Steve is currently serving as our club president, as I just mentioned, and within the district as our logistics manager. Steve has been a retail leader for 20 years. Currently, he works for Nordstrom and Rogers, and it's 2 jobs, wow. Tonight, Steve will share his leadership style and how he has evolved over the years. I'd like to welcome Steve Elliott. Follow the leader, Steve Elliott.
Ever been in an experience where you just haven't felt connected to the person that's leading you? Or maybe you've been the leader and you just don't feel like the group is following your lead. Tonight, I will share with you my personal journey through leadership and some of the bumps, hiccups, and celebrations that I've encountered along the way. So, I took this photo when I was in Chicago at the International Toastmasters Convention. And it struck me as humorous because, you know, it's on the back of the truck, which, how can you not follow this truck? But there it is, do not follow. And sometimes as leaders, we give off those signals that maybe we don't want you to really follow us. Or maybe we haven't adjusted our leadership style to connect with you on a deeper level. My style of leadership, it turns out, when I did the quiz on Pathways, is authoritative. Now, who here thinks that I am authoritative? I was shocked. Oh, I have one hand. I was shocked when I saw this because I thought, I'm not the man that stands here and demands certain things be done and demands that we go this way. I'm usually pretty easygoing. I like to celebrate. I don't want us to be just dry and humorless. But when I started to read the points under authoritative, I started to see some similarities. This leader provides long-term direction and focuses on end goals. This year, this Toastmaster year, Manjit and I have been butting heads occasionally because Steve likes to focus on the DCP. And I always bring things back to the Distinguished Club Program, the Distinguished Club Program. And my dear friend Manjit is always reminding me, Steve, you gotta think bigger picture here. It can't be just on the Distinguished Club Program. So that's an example of where I do have authoritative leadership because I'm focused on that end goal of us becoming President's Distinguished. Some of the other things that it talked about was inspiring enthusiasm. And I will remember a day in my Starbucks life where my manager had started before me. She was at the cafe. I know what you're thinking. I wasn't late. Don't worry. And she was kind of concerned because she said the group that was working there were working like they had a cloud over them. They weren't firing on all cylinders. But she said the moment you walked into the cafe, not only did the customers get a spring in their step, but the team behind the counter got extra engaged. And she said it was like I came in as sunshine, these are her words, not mine, and the clouds lifted and parted. And so another example of authoritative leadership, which is that we inspire enthusiasm. We create that enthusiasm. This project has really caused me to reflect on who I am as a leader. And when I started to do those reflections, I started to see some trends in my career. I've worked for 5 different retailers, but the common theme in all of those companies and all those assignments is I became a fixer. And by that I mean I would usually inherit a work unit that was not performing well, and within a short amount of time I had turned things around. That happened at Sears, that happened at Starbucks, it happened at Target, it even happened at PetSmart on 2 separate occasions. I was given stores that were struggling and was brought up, and I could never figure out why was I always tapped for these work assignments. And again, when I look at the wonderful bullets under the authoritative, it says that the style is most effective when a change of direction or vision is required. And when you inherit a struggling work unit, you have to change. You can't keep doing the same things and expect different results. So again, it started to hit me that maybe I am authoritative. I've always been able to gain success with metrics and see the metrics change. The Starbucks store that I inherited had low transaction value. By the time I had left, we were one of the highest in the district. We had low food results in terms of how much units we were selling, and by the end, we were one of the top performing stores in the district. And again, that falls back to being an authoritative leader. Now I know you're thinking, what does this have to do with Toastmasters leadership? I think I'm good at creating a vision and having the team go after that vision. I'm proud of the work that the GMAT team has done this year, because I think we've really moved the needle on some key metrics. But there is one thing I have learned this year, and that is I need to speak last. I find when I speak first, discussion is shut down, because I have this, gratis to me. And it hit me when we did the WhatsApp chat. We have a WhatsApp chat with the executives. I was Vice President of Education last year. Jane would often throw questions into the group to get feedback. Me being the keener would jump in and give the first response, and no one else would respond. And no one would challenge what I had said, even though I didn't have the right answer. I was just throwing out what came to my mind. But it was the way the thing was worded. And so now I have to follow the vision of, when someone asks the question, don't be the first to jump in, because you're probably gonna kill the discussion, and we don't wanna have the discussion killed. And you get more great answers if more people are engaged and involved in the process. So I'm still learning this skill, as my current executives would probably tell you, but I am trying to be the last person to speak, not the first when it comes to a question, and be more mindful. My challenge for you is, hopefully this has given you a pause or a cause to think, what's my leadership style? What are the things that I'm good at and can be counted on to deliver as a leader? And then where are my opportunities? And don't apply that just to your career, apply it to the Toastmasters setting as well. I think if you do, you will find yourself having a more fulfilling Toastmasters journey, and your career progression will be much less bumpy. Mr. Toastmaster.